It's a pretty lip.
Thank you. I was just hiding the mustache.
Hey y'all, welcome to the only Drag Race review. I'm Peppermint.
And I am Tina Burner.
Ow! This is the review where we give you the sweet and the shady side of things.
Guess who's doing what, Henny?
Season 12 has already started out to be one of the freshest, fiercest, and slightly more controversial seasons to date. But we are on episode 2. Now, episode 1 of season 12, the first half of the queens premiered and had to present fall and spring fashion looks and perform a live original production number in front of guest judge Nicki Minaj, which was fabulous. So now here we are, season 12, episode 2, and the second half of the girls has to do pretty much the same thing. We're gonna go through our tops and bottoms. Episode 2 leads us right back into the workroom with the second half of the queens with fierce entrance looks.
Yes, honey.
Now, they all looked gorgeous, and I have to say, so far, now that we've seen all of the queens in the entire season, I really do think that this season, these queens are prepared, they seem pretty polished, and across the board, I'm excited about almost all of them.
Yeah, it's very well put together. You can tell, like, when they walk out, I know who these people are. They're like, okay, I see you. You're either crazy, you're not crazy. We don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, we know about when you walked in, girl. And we find out, you know?
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna get you good.
So many of you all know by now that there was a little bit of controversy, probably the biggest controversy that RuPaul's Drag Race has had so far. Sherry Pie was involved in some things that disqualified her from the show. And I think that a lot of people have had a lot to say about it. I know we have some opinions about it, but we're gonna keep that out of this review. What we really wanna do is review the episode as is. Now, since this season was already filmed, everyone already wore what they wore and did what they did in the challenges, we're gonna judge and kind of give you a review based on what we saw in the episode. Now, just so you know, RuPaul's Drag Race and World of Wonder put out a statement. There's no way to completely erase any particular contestant from the season without having to reshoot the whole season. So since they're not reshooting the whole season, we are going to give you our opinions based on the looks and the performances and the challenges that we see on the show. So if they edit it out, we won't talk about it. And if they do, then we will.
I mean, that's what we're here to do. It's a review, and there's a lot of people who worked on it, producers and wig designers and costume designers, and just the girls themselves, bringing themselves on the show, spending tens of thousands of dollars to be there and take this opportunity. So we're giving that a fair shot to give those girls the moment they deserve and that they fought for.
Yeah. So with that being said, we go right into the entrance looks.
Entrance time, who's coming in?
We were introduced to Rock'em Sakura. What's her bitch's name?
Sakura.
Rock'em Sakura.
Names, I know.
Rock'em Sakura. We call him Rock'em. We got Rock'em.
We got Rock'em. We have Dahlia Sin. We have Sherry Pie. We have Chance
Ford.
Okay.
Oh, no, we can't. We don't have
Just Jan.
Just
We have Jada Essence Hall.
Yes.
3 names,
Yes.
count them, and cash them in. And we have Aiden Zane.
Yes, honey.
So those are the 6 queens. They all came in with strong entrances, strong, fierce personalities, looking good. But my favorite 2 looks of the entrances are, based on costume alone, was Sherry Pie. It was right on brand. Her name is a pie. She's dressed like a pie. You know, blue ribbon, looking good. And Aiden Zane, I can't read his names. Aiden Zane was probably my least favorite. I think it was a good try, and I'm really interested to know more about who you are, Aiden Zane, but it didn't really give me the strongest entrance look. I'm sure that someone with such a bold personality could come up with something even stronger for their entrance look, and I'm sure that we'll see more strong looks from Aiden throughout the season, but this one wasn't my favorite. It seemed more like, you know, like a middle of the season kind of look for like a challenge day or something.
I mean, I think it's good you wore as the entrance look. You know what I mean?
Because it only improves.
Because you're not judged on it.
That's true. Oh, you know what? That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but you are judged.
Well, you're judged by us, and you're judged by, you know, everyone
but
watching.
Are you really?
What did you wear? All right. So my favorite entrance look is Jada Essence Hall. She is giving me everything. She's a polished P. with a capital P.
P.
And that rhymes with C, and that stands for Cunty Henny.
Oh.
My least favorite is gonna have to be Dahlia Sin. I think it's too predictable. I think you're just, I'm sexy with wet hair. Were you in the movie Splash? No one knows.
Girl, she don't remember no movie Splash.
I know, she's too young. She didn't even know who Fosse was.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Now it's time for Who Wore It Worst.
So now it's time for the mini challenge, and just like last week, the girls have been asked to present both a fall and a spring fashion look on the runway. And mind you, this is a mini challenge. This is a lot to bring for a mini challenge. 2 looks. They all presented, some better than others. So I'm gonna give my most and least fashionable, and then maybe a special mention.
For spring and fall.
For spring and fall each.
Got it, I like it.
So first was spring, is that right? Yeah.
Spring was first,
Spring was
ahead,
first.
fall back.
Yeah, that's right. And my most fashionable for spring, I would have to say, was Jan. And I'm trying to, think of, I look back to like fashion shows of the past and things that I think were more outside of the box. And so there was some really close ones. Dahlia Sin was pretty close, but my most fashionable for spring was Jan. My least fashionable for spring was Aiden Zane. And I think that it was cute and it was whimsical, but it wasn't really, Aiden Zane was wearing kind of a rain, kind of like a spring yellow kind of tunic with some big raindrops. It was very like graphic and very kind of children's, kind of storybook moment, but it wasn't quite fashion for me. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because I don't know about fashion, but that was my least favorite. And then my honorable mention was Rock'em Sakura. I hope that's how I'm saying it right. And Rock'em Sakura came out in a gorgeous floral, printed, painted, original design with her face on it. Almost like dress with kimono type of sleeves. It was beautiful and it was very creative. I don't know if it was fashion, but it was, it took a lot of work.
I mean, it's fashion to her.
Yeah.
You
shady bitch.
Yeah, I'm saying it's fashion to her.
That's what she's presenting as fashion.
She is presenting fashion. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go, let's go with what worked for me. I wasn't like, I did love Jan. Jada Essence Hall is, I mean, you can't come for it. You just can't come for it. I don't even need to put you in my top and bottom, because you did it. You did the thing, you took the check, you out the door, okay? But I liked Dahlia Sins. We're gonna give it a like, but it's just like, she kind of reminded me of like Oscar the Grouch, down the runway. It was like this green kind of like fur thing, like I look fierce coming out of a trash can.
I couldn't tell if it was actually fur or like marabou, like feathers. I do love, what? It was a bit of a,
but it was spring.
It was spring. It was very spring, and it was a departure from the I'm just pretty. Like it was one notch above that. For me, it was like, this looks woman.
But that's where it confused me though. It's because like what she looks and what she wants to be, and she's like, for me, like I don't know, it's sexy, but it's I don't know.
But I mean, I think
costuming.
It is sophisticated. So let's move on to the fall looks. The girls are working.
I didn't talk about Aiden.
I didn't talk about Aiden. What do you have to say about Aiden?
Girl, she looked like a garden gnome. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? She looked like put her outside, like the hat. I don't know. It was like, what are those like cuckoo clocks? You know what I mean? Like
a bird coming out of the clock?
Yeah, but like some of them you see the characters and like, and they walk across, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the little things coming out of the clock.
You look like one of those, just like. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about it.
Mannequins. Yeah. Like little...
I guess figurines, if you would.
Like
a precious moment. You look like a precious moment that like literally took a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Like an intoxicated. Yeah. You're an intoxicated precious moment doll. Right?
Yeah, it was very...
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is. It's giving me a little Wizard of Oz too, and the little
like a munchkin.
Little munchkin.
It is
with
giving
the
you a munchkin
flower hat. Yeah.
Yes. She's not going to ease on down the road with this review.
So that's that.
That's that.
So now we're on to the fall looks.
Yeah.
My most fashionable fall look was Dahlia Sin. It was unusual, but it still fit her body. She comes out in this alternating sheer and then fur sort of bodysuit kind of thing, or like a jumper with it's like a dress with a hood. It's unusual and it's like almost alien-esque, but it's brilliant because it really frames her face, and she's still got some body going on in there. And so I respected it because I felt like it was pretty fashion. She was able to check a few boxes.
Like a Bond girl.
Yeah, like a very, very Bond girl, you know.
Okay. I see it.
And so that was my most fashionable moment. My least fashionable moment was, again, Aiden Zane, who came out in a green, like a colors that you could literally find in grandma's backyard. Dandelion, tree moss, cream, and mustard green colors. They are fall colors. And but it didn't really hit home. It was like a sort of a tunic or a kind of shawl or a capelet.
You're nicer than I am, sis. It was a tablecloth with a hole cut out of it, okay? Here's the thing. Now, she had me at fall with this outfit, but here's what you needed to do, Aiden, and you should just listen to me because I'm crazy, all right? It was a tabletop with a hole cut out, so you look like a table. You should have put a turkey on your head, and your earrings should have been a knife and a fork, and we are what? Thanksgiving. I give thanks to you. Thank you for wearing that, so I know what not to wear.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I think the outfit would have been you could have put a turkey on your head.
That's what I'm saying.
Or you could have put a skirt on. Like one of those two things. Because I think bottoms. Yeah.
The thing is when you coming out in a dance leotard and you think you're gonna look like Chorus Line on Thanksgiving, like
no, yeah. I think I needed.
Why black?
I don't know. I would have. Yeah, there should have been bottoms.
If you're not going to do bottoms, you're just a tablecloth with your grandmother's,
Yeah, you look like
socks.
a table of legs.
Yeah.
You should put a bottom on, and then we wouldn't be focused. I don't know.
We don't want to see grandma's
You know what it is? The problem is it's outerwear. It's literally a coat.
Yeah.
It's basically a coat, like something that like Paddington Bear or somebody would wear over top with no panties, with just a panty on.
You're nice. Paddington Bear was fashionable, okay? That was now fashion.
So the attendees in the front row of the fashion show were there. We had Not-So-Karl Lagerfeld, Not-So Andre Leon Talley, and Kim Chi as Not-So Anna Sui.
Nice Anna Sui.
Which is one of the best perfumes if you ever get a chance. So after this mini challenge runway, the queens go in, they defrock. We get a chance to see them out of drags, doing their thing, looking cute. Sizing up the competition.
Literally sizing up the competition. Literally. The pants are off, the ass is out. We are sizing up the competition.
That's what I'm at. You know, the girls look good. The girls look good in all forms. You know.
You said that, so the girls look good, like pageanting.
The girls look good.
Yeah, everybody look great. Everybody looks good. We love Evan. Everyone's attractive and everyone's perfect.
Everyone's nice.
Yeah, everyone's really super sweet.
So now we're on to the main challenge.
The main challenge.
The main challenge is, again, just like last week, the girls have to write and choreograph their own performance of an original song. This week's song is You Don't Know Me, which is a Fosse-esque take on kind of a Chicago...
Cell Block Tango, Henny.
Cell Block Tango inspired song. So it's interesting because, you know, during the prep for this, a lot of the queens don't even know who Bob Fosse is. Some of them haven't seen Chicago.
Yeah.
So
and that's when I would have eliminated them. Like I wouldn't even let them.
Not even let them do that.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you don't know Fosse, okay? If you don't know jazz hands, if you don't know what's going on, you don't know your research, and you shouldn't be here.
It is very telling because I mean, look, we can just say that drag is like I think drag can be and is stronger when it's equal parts contributions of comedy, fashion, and theater.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know.
What did you say those ones were? Like, was it art, fashion?
What
was that? I mean, I believe somebody did like a music video.
Yes. What? Club, legend, art, theater. Yes.
Okay.
They have to have these combinations of these things. And so it's important to have these references, girls. So if you are listening, because we know that if you're watching this, there's a chance that you're trying to get auditioned for Drag Race next season, then make sure you do your research.
How are you gonna go on a show and don't do research? That's my thing. Like, how with anything, with any job, you research your job, okay? Theater is a main part of drag, okay? So check it out. So is fashion, so is everything else. And why don't you just learn how to talk on a microphone while you're at it? Just throw it in there. Thank you.
Ouch.
It's true though.
So the queens, after figuring out who's well equipped and who's not, we get to see the queens argue and argue and argue during the choreography session. Rehearsal was hell. And as much as I love Jada Essence Hall, she was not being such a team player.
That's why I love her. Because you know those people. You go to that rehearsal and like, we didn't get to see all of it, but I bet you they were probably doing it and someone's like, no, we should do this, and she's like, let's go.
I mean, she wanted to move it along, which I can appreciate, but she really didn't want to acknowledge that they were there to do a Falsey musical theater challenge. That's what it was.
No, I mean, I'm with you. Listen,
and she was like, "What? We ain't gotta do Falsey. It don't gotta be. We ain't doing no Broadway."
I wish she would have like pulled out a phone, like what was that, Naomi Campbell, just threw it at somebody's head. You know, that would give it to me.
She was irritated, and everybody knew it. Yeah. So that was a little bit tough because I think it's difficult if there's half the girls that don't know anything about the challenge or the history about the challenge or the references that they're trying to get you to do, and the girls are trying to impart their knowledge and expertise, then, you know, maybe that's a good time to follow. I mean, look, she ended up doing it. Yeah. So she obviously figured it out.
And that's the thing. Like, that's the thing with you, Jada, and I'm just going to say this. You know, you act like, let's move along, I don't know anything, and then all of a sudden, you get out there and you slay and you slap that ass and you own it. I see you.
So the performance went off really well. Yep. The bottom line is, Falsey aside, Chicago aside, musical theater aside, talent aside, what the girls are basically what's set before them is to let us know who they are, what their point of view is, and a little bit about who they are through the writing. I think we learned that from last episode.
What you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and so with this one, my favorite, I think the person that really did that one of the best was Jada. She really balanced the performing and entertainment aspect with also a good job of just writing, and you know, I really felt it. I felt Jada's.
You felt the slap on the ass.
I felt Jada's essence. My least favorite of the challenge was Aiden, and it was kind of effective for Aiden to tell us a little bit that she had, you know, multiple personalities, and I thought that was good. We learned a little bit more about her, but I think we could have, all the stuff that she said wasn't really backed up by anything else in the episode. So I was really kind of judging from the whole episode and kind of just not, I'm still trying to connect with Aiden. So that's why it was my least favorite.
Well, guess what? It went straight to voicemail, okay? You didn't connect. I'm not connecting with him yet, so we'll see what's gonna happen.
Honorable mention is Rock'em Sakura, who...
How is that honorable mention? It's literally, he basically pooped his pants on stage.
Well, you know what? I think Rock'em Sakura found some humor. I don't know what this whole farting thing was. Yeah. But obviously it was enough to put in a song.
It was funny enough when he was like, and I was just like, I was like, oh, this is fun. He's playful. We've seen he's very energetic. I'm into it. It's just like, it came out of nowhere. It was just like, hi, I crop dusted you and I'm just going to walk by.
I didn't say that it was going to win a Tony.
Right.
I just think it did a good job of letting us know who Rock'em Sakura is.
Well, then if that's what we're basing
But I got a clown. I got a fart joke clown.
Yeah.
And I bet you that I don't like fart joke clowns necessarily, but I know who fart joke clown is.
Sherry Vine.
Check.
With a V, Sherry Vine. She's a fart joke clown. Look it up. She does songs about poop.
Okay, who's your favorite?
My favorite, and I have to say one of my favorites is Jan Sport. She was, because she is not apologizing for trying to climb that corporate ladder, says. She's like, I'm here for your job. And even RuPaul says she wants my seat. And I was like, I think she does. You know? she's like, hello, young blood, Henny. Yeah. So I enjoyed that. And the singing at the end, you got a little bit ambitious. And, you know, she it was great.
Do it again?
I would have to say, oh, yeah, that's my least favorite, Dahlia. What would you, like, I'm sorry, and listen, this is not me being rude, and you can send me hate mail if you want. Dahlia Sin, you were from New York, you know what I mean? You started talking about your titles as your current reigning National Miss Comedy Queen 2019, which is a national title. I find it disrespectful. That you're
Wait,
making
does she
it
have
public.
she hold that title?
No, that's me.
Oh, I was gonna
How
say.
dare you? She doesn't even know
Oh,
me.
you said as your current rating.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what you were saying. You were talking about Dahlia.
No, what I'm saying is about Dahlia as someone who's, you know, a title holder and like been in pageants.
Yourself.
And stuff. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I love Michelle's like, where's the receipt, honey? Show me the title. It made no sense at all.
I think part of the problem is
Sin.
this is part of the problem is that I don't think she meant it to be deceitful. I think she's heard and seen legends. I don't know.
Excuse
But
me.
I would imagine that there's a lot of young queens who've heard and seen the way legends talk.
I understand.
And then she's like, I'm gonna talk like that.
I know, but that's my problem with her and how she's being presented on the show is like, I saw somebody do this. Like, you know when you go to somebody's show and you're like, that's my opening monologue because you watch it. That works. They'll like that. And it's just like, I enjoy Dahlia Sin. I think she's got a great look. I don't think on the show, she just doesn't know who she is. And Sin, you're from Vegas now. What's going on? Sin City. I don't know, like, when you moved to
Well,
LA
that's her
and New York,
name.
that's okay. Then say Sin is in. Like, do something with it, but do something so specific that has nothing to do with you.
Oh yeah.
You don't even go here. That's what I felt about that name, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Do you know you get it?
No, of course I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I think
Like, you know what I mean? You're Peppermint. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm Peppermint. Like,
Alone-
this is who I am.
alone it was good,
Yeah.
and it was a good presentation
Yeah.
of the song.
Yeah.
But it wasn't her, and
Yeah.
we could tell that she didn't have any connection to what she was talking about. Okay, well there you have it. Thank you, Tina. And that has been it for the only Drag Race review that you need to be watching. Again, make sure you like and subscribe, ding the bell so you can get notifications on stuff like this and other content. And make sure you tune in this time, this place, next week. For now, I'm Peppermint.
This is Rafe.
And we'll see you on the flip side. Bye.
Bye.